President Moon Jae-in shared his vision for stronger economic integration between South Korea, ASEAN, China, and Japan as he met with all 12 leaders. The most hotly anticipated event for Koreans was his sit-down with Chinese Premier Li Keqiang. Our Moon Connyoung, who is traveling with the president, starts us off from Manila.
This is the Philippines International Convention Center, the venue of the 2017 Southeast Asian Nations Summit and related meetings. Now, the area in and around the venue had been closed up for a few days leading up to the main event, and Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte has declared a special non-working days for the 3 days of the summit. So schools and offices in Metro Manila are closed today, and this is to ensure the safety, security, and convenience of all the leaders and delegations visiting Metro Manila for the 2017 summit. South Korean President Moon Jae-in is one of the 18-plus leaders attending the international summit this year. On the second and final day of the summit, Mr. Moon, along with the leaders of the 10 ASEAN members in China and Japan, called for joint efforts to further liberalize trade and deepen economic integration. And of course, security challenges, including the growing threat of North Korea's missile and nuclear program. As there are other international and multilateral events, ASEAN 2017 is also being used as a venue for sideline one-on-one meetings between global leaders. For South Korean President Moon Jae-in, that includes Chinese Premier Li Keqiang. One of the most highly anticipated meetings of Mr. Moon's agenda in Manila, a rendezvous with Premier Li Keqiang, especially coming on the heels of a breakthrough bilateral summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping just a few days ago.
오늘 총리님과의 회담이 지난 1년여 동안 부분적으로 위축되었던 경제, 통상, 문화, 인적 교류 등 제반 분야의 협력을 실질적으로 회복시키고 여타 양국 간 공통 관심사에 대한 협력을 확대하기 위한 방안을 구체적으로 협의하는 귀중한 기회가 되었으면 합니다.
The two sides have made great progress in the past while taking care of the sensitive issues step by step. China-South Korea relations are already seeing positive changes.
The Blue House interpretation of the encounter, extremely optimistic.
Premier Li Keqiang said although it's inevitable that the two countries run into sensitive issues as the relationship develops further, his forecast of China-South Korea practical cooperation is very bright, and that he was confident about the future of their bilateral ties as the industrial structures are highly complementary.
Let's put the past behind and move on. So the agreement has been made and reconfirmed at the highest levels between Seoul and Beijing. But experts do remain divided on how smooth the relationship would sail from here on out. What's for sure is that it's too soon to tell, but we'll definitely find more out when South Korean President Moon Jae-in makes that Beijing visit to face his Chinese counterpart in a couple of weeks' time in December. Reporting from Manila, the Philippines, Moon Connyoung, Arirang News.
We're learning that President Moon just made a surprise visit to the makeshift Chongade briefing room just a little while ago. The Liberal leader reportedly conducted a self-assessment of his 8-day overseas trip, touching on the regional support for his North Korea policy and his meetings with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang. We will have more updates in our later newscast when we connect back to Moon Connyoung, our chief correspondent over there.